get it. I went like this because I thought I had a hat. I was like, where the fuck is the
You're
bag?
just so used to it.
Yeah, dog. All right, episode 79, hanging with Beatdrop podcast. We feeling good. Got my bro Nick.
Man, pleasure.
What's good, dog?
Pleasure,
Yee.
of course.
Oh my bad, I left you.
No,
hanging.
you're good. You're good.
What's good, Kev? What's up, Papa? Hey man, Nick is my guy, man. We always have great football conversations, great basketball conversation, great just full on conversation. Yeah, full everything,
about
dog.
food,
Yeah,
music, whatever it is.
everything, bro. I'm glad to have you on the podcast, bro.
No, I'm really honored to be here.
Thank you,
I've been checking out all the other episodes, and
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm probably gonna be the least interesting person you've had on the podcast. Everybody else is doing like big things.
Nah.
I go, just be prepared, people.
Yeah, you like be prepared for a short episode, right? Imagine, all right, man. So thank you, man. Appreciate you. That was episode.
Exactly.
Nah, man. Hey, dog, you're a dope ass dude, man.
Nah, thank you. I appreciate
You've always
that.
had great energy. So we're gonna get into all the sports and all that
Of course.
shit. But let's start from the jump, bro. You know, cause we've talked, but I never really gotten to know you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's start from the jump, bro. You know, obviously you check out the podcast, so you know
Yeah.
kind of how we get down.
Of course.
And let's start from just where you from, your childhood, and then we just gonna glide from there, bro.
Boom, let's do it. So
Yeah.
I was born here,
Mm-hmm.
Mission Hills,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'm actually a twin. So I have a twin sister.
I actually did not know that.
I know. Yeah. So I have a twin sister.
Uh-huh.
So we were born here, and then we actually moved up to Bakersfield, which
Uh-huh.
is like an hour and a half north. But people think it's like 6-7 hours
Oh, yeah,
away
it
when they
sounds
go
far.
like, oh, I go, where are you from? I go, I'm from, I lived in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
They go, damn. I go,
They're like, damn, do you fly here?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
I go, no, I go on a good day. I can make it here in like an hour and a half.
yeah, that
good.
is kind of far though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie though.
So I grew up there. Did schooling from kindergarten all the way to my first couple years of community college out there.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, I mean, if it wasn't for Bakersfield, I wouldn't be the guy I am today.
Yeah.
And you know, when people think of Bakersfield, they think of country, cows, horses, agriculture, all that stuff. And it's mostly true. That's what it is. But yeah, no. So grew up out there. Played sports my whole lives. You know, did the school sports like flag football,
Yeah.
basketball, and basketball's been my thing from probably since I was born.
Yeah.
You know, the travel ball and all that stuff.
Were you good, low key?
I mean, I had a shot.
Don't lie to me, dog.
I was always like the biggest dude on the team, like
Yeah.
the huskiest. But
Uh-huh.
you know, I had a shot, so you know,
Uh-huh.
the coach would put me in. You know, stretch me out a little bit, so it's all good.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, so like I said, through school I was good, did everything, and then you know, when you're a small athlete kid, you
Yeah.
think, you know, your aspiration is to be a pro athlete, right?
Yeah.
And you'll go like, oh, I'm gonna be a pro, I'm gonna put in all
Mhm.
the work, and then I got that reality check my freshman year of high school. I didn't make the freshman team.
What happened? You tried out? And
Tried out, man, and then all the guys who were trying out, I played against in middle school because we all, you know, Bakersfield didn't have that many schools, so we all played against each other.
Yeah.
So I was devastated, and that's when I go, this pro stuff's not gonna work out.
I think the coach was probably a hater, bro.
You know
I'm
what?
saying?
He coached one of the other schools, so he just
see?
transitioned to the freshman team at high school.
Yeah.
So he had all his other teams in there, so it was all good.
Yeah.
And then, but yeah, I mean, yeah. So sports pretty much did all through high school,
Yeah.
and then I was always a big fan of music.
Mm.
So I go, man, music and sports is what I love.
Right.
Rap music specifically,
Yeah.
hip hop. So I go, man, if I could find a way to intertwine those two,
Yeah.
I'd be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And that all came about probably in the middle of high school. Like I said, just following up on sports, talking to my friends about football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I think it really took off in community college.
Community college.
Graduated high school, didn't really know what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I knew what I liked, obviously.
Mhm.
But I go, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Obviously, you know, everybody's goal is to make money, a lot of money fast.
That money.
So I go, but I don't want to be stuck doing something I don't love.
Mm.
You know, I don't want to be like in business, and you know, that's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
So I met with the counselor, and she's like, "What do you want to do?" I go, "I like sports and music."
Mm.
She goes, "Have you thought about journalism?" I was like, "Nah, not really, because I never like to write."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Here." I go, "What if you take these two like journalism classes, but they still count towards your gen ed? So even if you don't really want to do it, you didn't take them for nothing."
Okay.
So I was like, "All right, cool." I go,
I like you,
yeah,
counselor.
I like that. So I was like, "Let's do it." And turned out that was it right there.
Yeah.
I go, asking you what I wanted to do, journalism, and then you know, actually liked going to class because, you go to class, like you feel like, because you have to.
Yeah.
But I actually looked forward to, my journalism classes. It was fun. The teachers were cool, gave me great pointers. And one of them, I remember, I forgot his name, but he was a sports editor for a newspaper. So he, showed me all the ropes and, like the valuable information on how to, be a sports reporter and journalism.
Yeah.
So, and then he happened to be the school newspaper editor as well. So he told me, hey, he goes, if you like it, you should give the school newspaper a shot.
Yeah. So
I was like, cool. So I did it. And then my beat was the girls golf team because it was in the fall. And I was like, girls golf.
Yeah.
And then, but it turned out I loved it. It was cool. Yeah. So I was always in constant communication with the coach. And then, so get the scores of the round, the girls and all that stuff. So it was perfect. And then I loved it. And then, it was always, when you see your first story in the school newspaper, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah, you see like a little byline by Nick Torres.
Yeah, that's by me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was cool. I remember I grabbed like 10 of them and I took them home. And I was like, look, I go show my parents. And I go, hey, look, my first article came out. And that's when I knew, this is cool. This is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And then I turned out to do, a couple more journalism classes out there. And then it really took off at CSUN with the broadcasting part.
Okay.
So
then you transferred to CSUN?
Yeah, transferred to CSUN. And luckily all my family lives down here. So I was able, I don't have to pay rent or anything.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Beautiful.
Because I know, because I know how expensive that can be. So I went to CSUN. And I took, I knew I wanted to gear into the broadcasting part. Because, I watched obviously a lot of the sports shows, the pre-games, post-games. I go, man, that stuff's cool. I go, these people get paid to talk about sports.
Beautiful.
Literally.
Thing, man. Yeah.
So I was like, man, that'd be cool. So,
what made you want to go to CSUN? Is CSUN known? Because I'm not so sure. Like, is CSUN known for like those type of programs?
Yeah. So they have a really good journalism program. Actually, I think they're one of the top ones in the state.
Oh shit.
And then my mom went there, uncles, everybody, and I go, it's close.
Yeah.
It was far from home, but close still, where I could just go home.
Yeah.
On the weekend or whatever I wanted to.
How was the food? Was the cafeteria good or not?
I never did it because we always had like Chick-fil-A close by, in and out. So I was like, I'd rather spend my money there than in the cafeteria.
Yeah. Were you involved in, when you were going to that school? Were you like in part of clubs or anything like that?
I never did that. Not even in high school. I didn't do none of that.
No? Why not? What made you just weren't?
Because it required extra work.
Oh yeah.
And I did not want to do that. Like you meet after school.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I'm trying to get the hell out of school out of here when I'm done.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Exactly. So I go, never did extracurricular like clubs and stuff like that. Not my thing. Hell no.
No, I feel that.
I know. So
and it's crazy because so when you went to CSUN, like were you kind of nervous, transferring, or were you kind of excited to try something new?
Yeah, you know what? It felt like first day of high school again.
Yeah.
You're going to like a new environment.
Yeah.
And even obviously I did the community college. But you're just going on a much bigger scale. Bigger school. And with people I never met before, because community college, I went with like half the people who we graduated with went to community college out there.
That's true.
So it was, it was a little nervous, but after like the first couple of days, it was cool. You start meeting with people and your classes. And the good thing about our journalism classes, they were small.
Okay.
Because we had to do a lot of work like on computers and stuff. So, you can't fit like 50 people in there.
Yeah.
So, your classes are at the most like 15 to 20 students in each class.
Yeah.
So, and then with those people, you kind of just gradually, move through the journalism program with the same people.
Mm-hmm.
So you start building, these relationships and friendships with them.
Yeah.
So we all were pretty close.
Mm-hmm.
So we had to do a radio class. And the only thing I didn't like was our radio class was hard news only. We have a couple of entertainment, sports segments, but mostly it relied on hard news.
So what exactly is hard?
So that's news? Like breaking news, stuff like politics and all that stuff, all the stuff like I really didn't want to talk about because I knew, I want to do sports and stuff, keep it fun, keep it lively like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I was like, man, what's a way to, to get the most on air time? And that was to be one of the main anchors, which happened to be the hard news stuff. So I ended up doing that for the whole semester. And I go, man, this is cool. I go, broadcasting on radio is cool.
Yeah.
Because, like, you don't have to get all dressed up like you do in TV. Nobody sees you.
Yeah.
And it's really fast. You get stories like 30, 60 seconds at the most.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's it. And then we did have to do a TV class, and I knew when I did TV, I didn't really want to do that. And surprisingly, as much as I love sports, doing a TV sports segment was the hardest thing I had to do.
Really?
It is.
How come? Why do you say that?
It's because on our news desk we have the screens built in, right? And they have the highlights, so you're kind of ad-libbing as it goes on.
Wait, so it's like on the desk? Like
yeah, so it's on the desk. So you have a screen here and a screen here, and then you got if when you're doing the sports segment, it cuts to the highlights that you produced, like for the show. So let's say if it's the Rams, so the stuff you see on ESPN, that's the stuff you'd be ad-libbing. So like Garoppolo throws to Sanders or whatever
over 700 yards.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But the timing of everything is hard because even though you look at it like 4 or 5 times beforehand, doing it live is hard.
Damn, that's crazy.
It is. I knew that. I go, hell no. I don't want to do that. I go, that's too hard.
Like, fuck that.
Yeah, and I only did one sports segment. I was like, I'm not trying to do it again. So I did the hard news stuff again for TV because it was a little bit more easy, just reading from the teleprompter and stuff. And then I remember my last semester, I didn't have an internship. And then all the teachers like, oh, it's really good if you guys have an internship. It looks good on your resume.
Is that required for college or not really?
I think it isn't required, but it looks, especially for like a journalism student, it looks really good on your resume.
Okay.
And it gets you exposure to the field.
Yeah.
And I was feeling, it was, like I said, it was my last year, not last semester. And my other students or the other classmates had, internships at Telemundo, ABC7, all these high profile places. I go, man, I need one of those like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
So my first one I applied to was Lakers Nation blog. I was like, let me give it a try. And, it seemed fairly easy. Like you didn't really need to give any previous work or anything. So you just kind of did like a cover letter. It's like, oh, I'm a big time Laker fan. Grew up watching them my whole life. Yeah. And then luckily, hit me up a couple of days later. They're like, we want to bring you in for an interview. So it was all the way in Tustin, right? So it was like by like Anaheim. Yeah. So I drove down there and I was literally on there for about 10 minutes. And I was like, all right, like, okay, so you want to start? I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Oh, shit.
So they go, the best thing about it, you won't have to come in for the internship. Everything could be from your computer because it was all on WordPress. You're doing blogs, you're writing game previews, recaps, breaking stories, whatever they send you.
Right.
So it's perfect. I go, man, I get to write about the team I know like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
The only bad part was that was the season. I think they only won like 17 or 18 games. So every game I had to do was like a
close
loss.
game. What a nail biter.
Exactly. Like it was getting old fast. To like,
shit.
they come back, but they're not able to close.
Due to injuries, like exactly. Trying to figure out ways to.
I think that year starting lineup was like Robert Sacre, all these guys who I don't think are even in the league anymore. Yeah. So that season was rough, but I still had a great time because it got me obviously experience. And the best thing about it for me was like, man, all these people who follow Lakers Nation on social media get to read my stuff,
True,
and you get like positive feedback from the editors. I always ask them, and I'm a big fan of constructive criticism. I go, I don't want you to tell me what I'm doing good. I'd rather have you tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can work on it.
That's awesome. Hell yeah.
And I never take anything to heart. Everything's like, I look at it as like, okay, I'm like, something I need to work on.
That's good that you like that though, because I feel like when sometimes people could tell you something and you're like, oh, you're a hater.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not that you're a hater. Yeah. It's just you need some help on some things.
Exactly. And I've always been like that. I was like, I mean, I appreciate you, telling me that I'm doing good, but tell me what I can work on.
True that.
Because I'm trying to, better myself so I can help, the brand or the product out there.
Hell yeah.
And so that was fun. And then I was like, man, Pyro internship would be cool.
Yeah.
But I heard people say, they've applied like 3-4 times and they didn't get it. Yeah. So I applied not thinking really anything. Right? I was like, man, they're probably not going to accept me because I only had one internship on, under my belt, which was that Lakers Nation one. And then kind of the same thing happened. I applied, got a response, and then I said it wasn't even in the meeting for like 5 minutes. And then they're like, okay, you can start next week. And I was like, I go, really? Yeah. And they're like, yeah. I go, you seem to have a pretty good personality. Like, you seem like, a good fit for an intern.
Yeah.
I was like, perfect.
Yeah.
And the best part about it was, and it turned out to be a blessing, was I was in the programming. I was a programming intern. So that allowed me to be transitioned to a board op, which I'm doing now. And yeah, I mean, it's been fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I go, what more can I ask for? I go, I love hip hop.
Yeah.
And you know, I get to do that. You know, get to be around it.
Yeah.
You know, every morning. So
Yeah.
it's been fun. I mean, I said it hasn't been as crazy as like other people's stories, but you know, I'm proud of, you know, from where I started to now, because you know, I've said at times I didn't really know what I wanted to do, and even like now, you know, sometimes like it's, you know, human nature to think, man, is this really like the right, you know, career for me? But I mean, right now I go, I'm happy where I'm at. I'm happy what I'm doing, and I hope it, you know, it really leads to, you know, bigger and better things of doing what I really want to do, which is get back into sports.
Right.
Specifically player operations, like work hands-on with the players, you know.
So what exactly is players operations?
So it could be like a team manager, you know, which obviously I would need years of experience on that. But, you know, even start off like at a high school team, you know, high school team manager, basketball, college team, work in the athletic department, you know, learning how, you know, how they bring in money for, you know, for the teams that really don't get all the love that they should get, like, you know, volleyball teams, you know, because the main ones are basketball, football, you know, all that stuff. So working with that would be so cool, learning how to, you know, interact with these players and, you know, just helping them reach their next level of wherever they want to go, whether it's, you know, something in sports or, you know, get to the professional level. I think that'd be fulfilling for me. Yeah. Because, I mean, like I said, sports is what I love. And to do that as a living, man, I couldn't ask for anything better. Yeah, exactly. I mean, even you and I, we always talk about sports. Literally, the first thing I asked him today was like, "Yo, how does 7-0 feel?"
Bro, it's crazy, dog. And I feel like that's how we even started talking in general. Like, we're like, "Hey, who do you go for?" Yeah. You were like the Cowboys. I was like, "Fuck." I realized at first, I was like, "Oh, hey, but you have such a good personality. We good."
Oh no, I know exactly. And even my first on air, like our training was Power Friday with you and Q. Yeah. And I was like, and then from the immediate moment I met you guys were so fun, you know, really welcoming, you know, like, you know, involving me in talk breaks, even that stuff. I'm like, man, I'm not even like a full-time employee, but you guys are like talking to me like, yo, like, what do you think and stuff. And I couldn't have asked for a better like introduction to radio, to like you and Q and Teddy and everybody, man. Like, you guys showed me love from the beginning, and you know, I really do appreciate that, because you know, because it's hard, you know, everybody's, you know, some people, you know, whatever, but you know, you guys have really shown me love and taken me under your guys' wing, and then, you know, I'm like a sponge. I'd like to, you know, I like to absorb a lot of information. And you guys do that. Any questions I ask you guys are more than happy to ask. I appreciate that.
No, hell yeah, bro. No, that's awesome, bro. You have such a good personality, and I think that's like contagious too. You know what I'm saying? And
Thank you.
So going backwards a little bit.
Yeah, of course.
So when you were at CSUN, right? How long were you doing the internship for Power before you started board hopping?
1 semester.
1 semester.
Yeah, so it wasn't even like a year-long thing. It was literally 1 semester, graduated, asked, hey, you know, is there a way I can train to be a board hop? And then sure enough, it happened. And then within like 3 months, I think I was, you know, an employee and had my first, you know, board hop shift and everything. So it happened relatively fast.
Yeah, it was like everything was just going on, right?
Really fast.
Damn, that's crazy. Okay, so you graduated what year?
2017.
2017.
Yeah.
Congratulations, by the way.
Which also seems like a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn.
Yeah. So when you were like in your last year, right? Were you kind of like thinking like, man, what am I gonna do after college?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, I didn't have anything lined up. You know, no jobs, and I was like, man, you know, because I was so used to, you know, just having a full schedule, you know, working part-time, you know, didn't really, you know, have the need to make, you know, a livable wage, because, you know, I just made enough just to get me by, you know, food here and there and, you know, going out and stuff. Yeah. But you're right. That last semester it really kicked in, like, man, I don't have anything lined up after college, you know? And, you know, the thought of, you know, moving back home to Bakersfield, you know, definitely crossed my mind too. Like, if I can't make it work here, I can just, you know, always go back home. But that's not what I wanted to do either. You know, I didn't want to give up, for lack of a better term. Like, okay, so like I said, so I had to, you know, get a job somehow. And then like I said, the board hopping thing happened at the right time. Yeah. But no, it was, you know, even now it's, you know, thinking like, man, you know, everything's getting more expensive nowadays.
Bro, it's crazy.
Yeah, like to make a livable wage is you know, it's crazy. You got to work like almost 2-3 jobs now.
You got to work 24 hours a day.
Exactly.
Like, dude,
you know, no
crazy.
sleep. Everybody's getting like 4 or 5 hours of sleep now. It's
Bro, it's crazy because I figure who was the kid? Was it Lags that came in here? We're talking about like when he lived in Panama. Like we were talking about like rent being like what, like $1,200, $1,500, and it's like that shit is crazy. Because then it's like then you gotta find out like you gotta get out like so many other like 9-to-5s just to like work. But then it's like, are you really doing what you love to do? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But it's like you gotta make a few sacrifices, which sucks.
But it's just but at the same time, I don't want to do something that's gonna take me away from what I really want to do.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I don't want to, work, retail or something, because I know that's gonna take time away from myself from putting in work, working in sports, whether that's writing a blog or doing something. Yeah. I don't want something that's gonna take away from what I want to do.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, bro. It's a cold world out here, dog.
It really is. It's crazy. Like it's a dog world,
man. Because you're trying to pay the bills. Yeah. You're trying to take your females out. You
exactly.
Know what I'm saying?
Have fun.
I'm trying to take Kevin out to eat.
Exactly.
You feel me?
Exactly.
Nah, I feel you. Okay, so
it really is.
So my question is, how did you become like a diehard Cowboy fan? I really want to know this. What happened, bro?
I think I was born, with blue and silver blood in me. It just kind of came about. Like, there's pictures of me as an infant, and like in a Cowboys onesie and hat and all that stuff. But I think my dad became a Cowboy fan. Yeah, so 'cause in the 90s, that Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, so everybody just kind of gravitated towards that, and then my dad did too, and then I grew up a Cowboy fan, and then also it didn't help that LA never had a team either while growing up. We didn't have the Rams or the Chargers, like the Chargers are the Chargers, so I don't think you want to be a Charger fan, right?
No, absolutely not.
Exactly. Yeah. And then and then the 49ers are like way up north, and Raiders, but. Yeah, so it's just always the Cowboys.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And then, okay, so when you were a Cowboy fan, how does it feel to be a Cowboy fan now? You know what I'm saying? But now that you've grown up, you know what I'm saying? So many playoff expectations, playoff hopes. Just how does it feel to be a Cowboy fan now?
I think most people expect to say stressful, but I think it's fun because you never know what you're gonna get every season. You don't know if you're gonna be like a 4-12 team or like a 11-5 team. Yeah. You just never know. It's not like you're a Dolphin fan or like a Bengal fan and like you're not going to be good before the season starts.
It's tough.
Exactly.
It could be tough.
With the Cowboy fan, you just never know what you're going to get week to week. So it's always you're on a roller coaster.
You think it's good to marry like a Browns fan because they don't win and they're loyal?
The only thing they got good, you're right, is loyalty, because to endure.
I'm fucking with you.
No, you're right. No, because an old team like that, even like, and luckily my girlfriend, she didn't grow up a sports fan at all.
She was a free agent when you met her.
Free agent. So now she's a Laker fan, a Cowboy fan, a
You
Dodger
told her
fan.
right away.
Right away, I go, got her all the gear, relatively fast.
Yeah.
But, shout out to those Browns fans, man. Like,
it's crazy because you
endure an 0-16
bro,
season.
it's crazy because, like, okay, right? So, for example, like, let's say your team, right? Let's say Cowboys don't win nothing for some years, right?
Okay.
But it's like they have championships, right? Like, they won 5 Super Bowls, right? But it's like you think of teams that, like, never have even made it to the Super Bowl.
Success.
And they're diehard fans. They're loyal.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
It is. Like, that's loyalty to its finest. It's crazy. Like, even Clipper fans now go, man, like, even though I hate the Clippers, but you're loyal.
But Clipper fans now, I don't know. It could be a little risky because now
they're annoying. I can't stand
because I've been
fans.
seeing jerseys with still the tags. They don't. they're not sure if they want to be Clipper fans yet.
They're just testing the water.
Yeah, they're like, are they gonna make it or not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Like something happens, like, let me take it back. And the next day you see him with the Anthony Davis jersey on.
Yeah. Like, real shit. You're like, wait, make up your mind, dog. What the fuck is going on? And how did you become a Lakers fan?
Oh, Laker fans was easy. Yeah. That was no brainer about that. I was just, Kobe Shaq years. Everybody wanted to be a Laker. Everybody wanted to be a Laker
Everybody,
fan.
dog.
And, Laker basketball is like my number one sport. Laker fans is a team I'll never change.
Yeah.
I know it's you probably say something, but it'd be easier for me to switch football teams than it is than the Laker team.
Ooh, this got interesting. You want to become a Niner fan? We got a sweater for you. What are you, large? You work out. Medium.
But yeah, I always tell people, they're like, what do you mean? I go, if the Cowboys suck for like another 20 years, I go, well, why am I gonna be a Cowboys fan?
You're like, I'm getting old.
Exactly. Like
I don't got that many years in me. Like
exactly. Like as a Laker fan, we've been through terrible seasons the past it's feels like forever. So
tough.
like you know, now that they're doing good, it's like the icing on on the cake. But yeah, no, it'd be definitely way easier for me to switch to a new football team.
You like the Dodgers too, right?
Dodgers.
How did you become a Dodger fan?
You know what? I was never really big baseball fan. I'm not gonna lie, until like relatively. Like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, where I started really paying attention.
Like when they made the World Series.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah, like when they started winning all these, division championships.
So you're more Lakers, like that's really more core. All right, so let me ask you a question. All right, out of those 3 teams,
okay,
if you could give one team a ring, one team disappears, and one team will never make the playoffs ever again. All right, so one team gets a ring, one team disappears. Like it's just one day you wake up. And he's like, what the fuck happened? Like, they're gone. Okay. And then one team will never make the playoffs. Like, you're going to root for them, but they're just never going to make the playoffs for life.
Oh.
I got you, huh, dog? Kevin's stressing.
Okay. I think the team I would disappear is...
If it say Cowboys, I'll agree with you.
Damn.
I'm fucking with you. What you doing? It's all good, bro. I know it's a tough one. I had it written down. I thought about it, too.
Oh. Okay, so the team disappear. Oh, man, this is hard, because I know people are going to be like, how can you say that?
Yeah, they're gone. So you're able to give one team a ring. So,
Okay, so the team I'll give a ring is the Dodgers. Because if you win one, I don't care if they suck for the next 10 years.
They got one.
They got one.
Okay.
In my lifetime that I've seen.
Okay.
I've seen the Lakers win a championship. So I would say, oh.
Yeah, it's tough. Damn. It's toughy, huh?
Damn. No, I can't get rid of the Lakers. So I'd rather have the Lakers not make the playoffs
ever again,
and then you can get rid of the Cowboys.
I agree with you. That's a great choice. What?
Hell, that's hard for me to say. Jesus, man.
Oh,
and I think it helps that they don't live here. Like, I'm not even close to Texas, so it's like, I go.
Damn.
And they've always disappointed us or at least myself in the playoffs. So it's like, whatever.
And the thing about like NFL too is that like playoffs is one and done. Like it's not like the basketball where
that's the worst part.
Like, you fuck up one day and you're like, all right, cool. Like I'll come back.
You can come back the next game.
But it's like playoffs is like if you had a bad game, you gotta wait till next year.
Yeah, like you can have the the best regular season in the history, and then you lose that one game and it's all goes down the drain. It's horrible.
It fucking sucks, bro.
Like the Dodgers, 106 wins this year, the best Dodger team in history, most wins, and you lose within a week.
What do you think happened there, bro? Okay, for me, like I don't really follow baseball like that. You get what I'm saying? Like, obviously, you know me, I'm fucking
obviously.
Yeah, you know me. I'm a diehard Niners fan, and then basketball is Lakers, and then Dodgers. I'm like, all right, cool, because the tickets are $7 and shit. Imagine
you're paying more for a damn hot dog.
Yeah, like I could take Lil Man and shit, but but like it's crazy because obviously growing up in LA, right?
Yeah.
You see so many Dodger fans.
Oh, man.
Whether everywhere you go, whether it's the Theos, the Tias, friend, everybody is Dodgers, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever seen like the amount of like excitement and hype from the past 3 years, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah, definitely.
Everybody has been super excited.
Yeah.
So what do you think happened, bro? And I feel like even for me, I was like, man, like it would be so cool for the city. You know what I'm saying? For just those fans that have been fans for years that have never been able to experience a championship to finally get one. Like, and what do you think happened? Like, I mean, in your opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and I think you said a really great thing. I go, being a Dodger fan is, about your family, your tias, your ninas, your ninos, because, everybody just grew up a Dodger fan.
Yeah.
And for them to win, it's not just you as a fan individually, it's a group thing.
Exactly.
But to answer your question, I don't know what the hell went wrong. They just sucked this season.
What happened, bro?
Man.
Like, what? I don't know what happened.
They lost their touch.
Dude, it's tough, man.
And I remember talking to one of my buddies, and I was like, even before the playoffs start, heading into the playoffs, I go, man, I don't know. I'm a little skeptical here because they're not firing on all cylinders like they were.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, man, it's going to be tough. I go, there's a lot of good teams this year. And, all it takes is, like I said, you could be done in a week. And sure enough, it happened.
Dude, and you know what's crazy? My cousin told me that. He's like, I think Dodgers are out this, like, they're going to be out. And I was like, you think so? Like, bro, they were, like, in the World Series for 2 years in a row. He's like, no, they're out. And I was like, all right. And they lost. And I was like, oh shit, like it just felt like a sad day on Twitter. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
it was.
I was like, damn, like that shit sucks. You know what I'm saying?
And the best, the funniest part was on Twitter and like on Reddit and after, it's like every Dodger fan had the same thing. Like, I didn't expect nothing else. Like I'm not surprised that it happened. I'm sad, but I'm not surprised.
Fuck, that shit sucks, man.
But you're right. I think the Dodgers winning a World Series would the city would go nuts.
It would be crazy.
It'd be so cool.
Because when was the last time LA had a championship? Was when Lakers were in, right? 08?
Well, like
08?
like any LA team.
Any LA team?
The Kings.
Oh, the Kings, right?
Yeah.
The Kings, right? And then Lakers were
2010.
2010. Was that when they were like when cars were getting burned and stuff?
No, I think that was in 2000 when they beat Indiana.
Oh,
the riots happened, right?
Yeah. What
or
like that happening?
Mini riot.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think it is about sports, bro, that people love so much?
Man, and we always talk about it. It's like, why do sports bring out the passion in people?
What do you think it is? You think it's just an escape from like your
I
everyday
really
world?
think it is. I think, it allows you just to, forget about, like work, school, whatever it is, it allows you to have fun and, and being totally invested in a team is work. Because, like, if you get the highs and you get the lows.
And it's crazy because I feel like some people understand it. Yeah. And some people be like, it's just a game. You're like, no, the fuck, it's not just a game. Like,
and there's people like, why do you why do you get crazy about your team losing? I go, because we invest so much time into watching the games, going to the games, buying jerseys and all that stuff, and for them to like lose,
bro,
like,
what's crazy?
It's
also,
sad.
Now that I'm thinking about it, what's the thing too? I feel like why you get so attached to a sport or to a team. Like, for example, see me, bro. Like, I became a huge Niner fan because of my pops. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So when I was born, my dad was like, "You're a Niner fan. If not,
no ifs, ands, or
buts."
Like,
like I'm abandoning you, right? Like I became a Niner fan since like birth, right?
Yeah.
Growing up, Niner fan. And I feel like as you get older, like you keep becoming a Niner fan, and I feel like it made me close to him as we became best friends.
Could you share that bond with him?
It's crazy because I feel like even now, like if people tell me like, "Yo, who would you watch a Niner game?" I'm like, "Oh, Dad!" Like all day.
Yeah, no brainer.
And it's crazy because I feel like that's the reason why I feel like I love the game so much, because it's such a way to relate to it feels like an affection. You get what I'm saying?
Of
like,
course.
and even for
Absolutely.
me, when little man was born, I was like, okay, you're a Niner fan, and I'm like installing to him, you're a Niner fan. He grows up, and we go to a Niners game, and like we went to go watch Rams, and like he's over there talking shit, and I'm like, that's my son. He's over there like, let's go Niners. I'm like, dude, like it's just so crazy how like I don't think some people could really like know how that becomes such a family thing, and like it becomes such a unity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
no, like that same feeling you had with your dad, you're starting to gain that feeling with the little one.
It's crazy, dog. It's crazy because even my cousin, like you relate to people so much, and it's crazy how even you open up to certain people, and when they're like, "Hey, go Niners," you're like, "Oh shit, hey, go Niners, what's up?" You know,
exactly.
You're like, "Hey, you hungry? Hey, you want something?" Like it's crazy, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like how sports could be like so like intimate to certain people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it really is. It plays a big part. I mean, like I told you, like when I first met my girlfriend, she was didn't like sports at all, but now she knows like.
So she didn't like anything at all? Like,
nah, not really.
Nothing at all? She was like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah, yeah. but now she's like, I'll go, hey, you want to come over and watch the game? She's like, yeah. I mean, she won't really watch, but like, she knows, like, I like watching sports, so it's gonna be, I'll be, chilling, watching the game or whatever. Yeah. But you're right. It just has a way of bringing a group of people together.
Yeah.
And at that, like, it's different cultures, different ethnicities, everybody.
Yeah.
Like, you all become one.
Exactly.
When you're a fan.
Like a fucking unit. Okay, question. So, let's say your team loses, right? Okay. Playoff game. What does your girl tell you? Did she walk away, or did she like?
She already knows
it's gonna be okay.
Yeah,
like, you're like, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah. Exactly. Like she already knows. Like last year when the Cowboys lost to the Rams in the playoffs, like she already knew. Like was if you upset after, so it was like she didn't really talk to me after. Mm-hmm. And even this year with the Dodgers, like, so they lost. I was like, yeah. And she's like, all right, call me later, like before you go to bed or something.
I'm not dealing with that shit.
Exactly. But you're right. Like people know, like when your team loses, like you're not talking to me until for the rest of the night.
Bro, you know what's crazy? Last thing about sports, bro. I remember when we went to the Super Bowl and we lost that game. Bro, it was so heartbreaking. Like I don't think I've ever felt heartbroken like that maybe besides the time when a girl broke up with me in 2nd grade. But like, bro, like you cry, Kev? See, like, bro, it's like that shit is so heartbreaking. And I get why maybe even some people could be like, oh, you know, that's what you shouldn't be like sports. But it's like, shut the fuck up. like, hey, just get the fuck away from me, man.
Exactly.
Because it's like, bro, you find such a passion for it. I mean, bro, look, it's fucking everywhere, man. It's like, it's crazy, man. But you know,
and that's the like, I don't know how it feels for my football team to go to the Super Bowl and, you know, lose or win or whatever.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, we know about it with the Dodgers. Like 2 years in a row, you get to the final stage and you know, you don't win.
Dude, it's crazy. How do you think the players feel? Like, you think that it's just one of those with it just sticks to them? Because see, us as fans, it's like we have no control over it, right?
Yeah.
Like we're like, oh, you know what? We're fans. Like, fuck, you know, oh, whatever. But as a player, like, I wonder how they feel because it's like they were in the game.
Yeah, like obviously, you know, they get paid to do this for a living.
You know what I'm saying?
And like, I remember the most devastating loss as a sports fan to me was Lakers getting blown out in Game 6 to the Celtics in 2008.
That one was tough.
That was just
you
lose to your rival and you get blown out like that in their home court I was disgusted.
Oh man, you just reminded me of that shit.
I wasn't even sad. You're just more angry the way it happened,
and you just shocked. Like you just staring. Like, fuck. You know what? Okay, now I'm thinking about the games that hurt me.
Let me ask you, what is the one sporting event that like hurt you? You're like, damn.
You know which one hurt me? And I'm thinking it was, and I know it was the 49ers versus the Seahawks NFC Championship. Right? Because
the pick in the end zone?
Oh, that hurt me, dog. Like, I remember because I was watching that game. It was after the Super Bowl because we lost the Super Bowl the year before, right? Yeah, so I was like, you know what? We're coming back. We could be the team because I don't know. Has there ever been a team that loses the Super Bowl and they come back the following year? Has there? Patriots? Okay. Well, I felt like, so when we lost the Super Bowl and we came back then the following year, we went wild card, right?
Yeah.
So we beat the Packers, we beat the Panthers, and we were gonna go to Seattle, which at that time it was difficult to win in Seattle, right?
Ugh,
and
tough.
We're playing Seattle, and I think we're up 10-0, right? At the first play, I think Aldon Smith fumbled Russell Wilson. We have this momentum. I'm feeling good, bro. My son is barely learning how to walk. He has what's that thing called? The walker? Yeah. So I remember that shit was right in front, right? And me, bro, when I watch games, I go crazy, bro. I'm fucking screaming.
You know, I do want to watch a game with you.
Oh, please do.
Because that's going to be
please,
that's
bro.
gonna be fun.
I'm fucking crazy, right? Like, I had to look back and Jacob's like, like, it's crazy because, like, I'll say some shit. Jacob's like, Daddy, you said a bad word.
Like, Papi.
I'm like, baby, you're not going to say nothing because I'm going to get you McDonald's, right, baby? We don't say those things at school. And I was like, okay, let's not be a snitch, okay? Bro, but like I go crazy. My mom's like, Brian, and I'm like, I'm sorry, mom. Like it's and then the thing is, my dad's like, oh come on, like let's go, you know. And Kevin's we're going crazy. So so I remember watching that game, and you know it's a fucking battle. I don't know if you watched. You watched that game?
I remember. Yeah, of course.
They're going. It's a fucking battle. It's like fucking two heavyweights going at it. And I remember we're coming back in that game, and Kaepernick throws the ball. And I see the tip. I see Richard Sherman, who now is my best homie because he's with us now. He tips the ball, and that shit falls on Malcolm Smith, right? And it's like I feel like my heart. It just feels like your heart just got ripped down. And I remember I kicked the shit out of Jacobs Walker. I kicked the shit.
Was he in it?
No, he wasn't in it. I'm glad I was like, Jacob, what the fuck? No, you're like, yo, wait, safety like, first. I'm like, yo, it's sports, man. Like, I thought you were with me. Like, no. I remember that his walker was right here, right? And I remember just kicking the shit out of it, just flying, right? And I remember my boy Pinky looks at me like, what the fuck? And my dad's like, yo, Brian, calm down, right? Like, and I'm like, just, because you know what was the thing, bro? I felt coming back the following year is going to be so difficult. You get what I'm saying? It's so hard. Man. People think it's like, oh, yeah, you're going to play. No, it was so hard. That shit broke my heart, bro. Like, I went to I didn't know what to do in my life.
Especially like in football and sports, like there's so much parity, you know? It's like,
dog,
unless you're the Patriots. But
and
I
it
mean,
was like-
for anybody else, it's
and
like
and
you
then,
never
like,
know what team's gonna
bro,
be good.
and it's crazy because then Sherman's like, I'm the best corner of the game. I remember all that was going on. I'm like,
Yeah. And that's what adds fuel to the fire. It's like
bro,
the trash
then
talk.
after that, we have never made playoffs ever again.
Right?
Ever since that game, which was what was it, 2014, 13, around that time, and that game, Navarro Bowman goes down. He tore his.
That's
ACL.
the game where his knee went all.
Yeah, he tore his. Oh, that
weird,
was that was a tough hit.
Yeah,
And
that
then
was rough.
like, it was such a heartbreak. It hurt, bro. Like it was crazy. But that's why like right now, when you say like, how does it feel to be 7-0? It feels fucking amazing as fuck.
Yeah, because as a fan, the past couple of years you've been
because the past couple of years, like
they put you guys through the ringer.
people just be talking shit, and I'm like, just wait, all right.
And you really can't say
I'm
anything.
like, okay, all right, I remember you. Like just right here. Okay, I see you talking shit. Nah, and it's like, bro, it feels good, man. Like, all jokes aside, it just feels so cool because it's like, it's just something to look forward to. It's such a good feeling.
It is. I mean,
you know
it
what I'm
really,
saying?
like,
You're spending time with your family. You guys are having a good time. You talk some shit. You're talking with your family, and you're able to joke around. Like, that's what it's all about. Obviously, all good jokes and not where it gets too fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, fuck you. And then you're like, oh, yeah, well, your girl's ugly. And you're like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I was just saying.
oh man.
Imagine not fucking with you, Ken. Oh, man, that's awesome.
but
That's awesome.
Are you the fan? Like, let's say the Niners make it to the divisional round, right? And they lose. Are you that fan that doesn't watch anymore, or you still watch like the?
No, I still watch.
Yeah, me too.
I love football, bro. I love football, and I'll be proud of my team. You're always gonna be proud of your team. It's like, no matter what, you're not gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't like that.
Obviously, I'm gonna be like, man, if we were there, we would have been balling. I'm gonna be that guy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, shit, man, Jimmy G would have been throwing all over that shit. But it's just part of the game, bro. And it's you love the game of football, bro. Even like even when Niners didn't make playoffs, I'm still watching playoffs. Oh shit, because you just love the game so much, but. I'm not rooting for nobody. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? I'm wearing my Niners shit, still talking shit, and fucking it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But what about you? You still watching?
Of course. Yeah. I think we're just a big lover of sports. Like even like when the Dodgers, I don't want to keep bringing it up, but when they lost, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm not gonna watch the rest of the playoffs.
Yeah.
I'll still watch. I'm watching the World Series.
Yeah.
All that stuff because like I mean, as much as I'm a fan of these certain teams, I love the sport in general.
You gotta love it, bro.
Yeah,
you gotta love it, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so shit, we talk a lot about sports, man. We get carried away. But okay, so you started board hopping. How was that transition like for you? Were you kind of nervous a little bit running the boards?
No, I mean absolutely because there's really no way to practice it.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta just do
there's
it.
no trial run. Like your practice is going live.
It
really is.
Real shit.
And there's times where like, you press certain buttons like you're not supposed to and all that stuff. And people think you're literally just pressing buttons, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of are, but it's also you got to know, when to hit them, how to hit them, the timing,
the Vox Pro.
Yeah, execution, all that stuff. And luckily for me, you taught me a lot of stuff, like especially with the Vox and when to hit stuff, like when to listen to the DJ when they echo out or whatever they do. But yeah, no, it's not as easy as people make it. People think it is because people think like you literally just so you just push buttons. I'm like, well, technically, yeah, but I mean, there's a lot more behind it. Yeah. Like the execution of it and stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, I think the hardest thing was you can't practice it. Yeah, like you gotta just practice. Yeah. You kind of like practicing as you go. Yeah, you're practicing as you go, and you gotta. Yeah, you're right. There's just no way to put it. You can't like go home and download an app and like okay, practice doing this. Download the board up app. Exactly. Yeah, everything is you're learning as you go. Yeah, no, that's awesome. And then obviously, bro, you got a new position. You get what I'm saying? How did that come about? No, so I was filling in on Thursday mornings for the morning show, and I was doing it for like I don't know, a couple months. Yeah, and then. I was like, they go, hey, like you want to do a full time, and at that time, I was really thinking about going back home. I go, no, I could work at with my dad at at the shop, or do something else out there, but just be home because I go, I don't want to live over here and not do anything. Right. I just don't want to like stay at the house and kick it or whatever it is. Right. I want to be productive. So at that point, I was really thinking about going home, and then, like I said, they called me and they go, "Hey, so how do you feel about doing, Monday through Friday in the morning, 5 to 10?" I was like, man, I was like, I did have to think about it.
Right.
I was like, I got to think about, okay, how do I use this to get to where I want to go?
Exactly.
And I think that's what I talked to a few people, and they go, you got to think about the networking capabilities of being at a station like Power 106,
right?
Because those people in there know people somewhere else, and all it takes is that somebody to by word of mouth, right? Hey, I know this guy or whatever, he's a good kid, or he's really go maybe give him a car or whatever it is, and that's really all it takes. And my biggest thing for me is like, I know there's people out there better than me technical wise, can write better than me, to do skills better than I can. Right. But my biggest thing for me is my personality. That's what I really thrive off of. I go, I'm able to talk to everybody and stuff, and that's one thing I'm happy about myself. Right. I go, my skills could only take me so far, but you could be the most skilled person in the world, but if you don't have a good personality, like, people are not going to want to work with you. Yeah. I would rather have people teach me, hey, what can you do? I'm going to teach you this. Can you do it? I'm like, yeah, but have a great attitude doing it. Right. I know that's going to take you far. And that's what's going to lead you to, people, telling you about other people and all that stuff. That's awesome. So one thing I thrive off, like I said, is my personality.
Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. And how do you how you been waking up so early, bro? A lot of coffee.
Man, that first week was rough. You're right, man. That my debit card, like Starbucks, is like every day. I'm like, man, I gotta cool it down a little bit, but it's hard.
Yeah, waking up early,
especially now because it's getting colder.
Oh yeah, it's tough to wake up.
Man, you're so comfortable, like you know, under the blankets and stuff. But yeah, no, by like 4 o'clock, 4:15, I'm up.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And then
it's
we had Nora here last week, so shout out to Nora, and she's fucking awesome.
Of course.
And she was talking about just the amazing personalities around that room. You know what I'm saying? So how do you feel being around those personalities? Is it just one of those where you just appreciate, you just look around, you're like, oh shit, like this is dope. I got Nick here, I got Teddy here. Like, how does that feel for you?
Of course. And then I think that was one of the main reasons why I decided, to do the morning shift is because, like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be, be in a room with those type of people again. Right. Like I said, you and Teddy have been like big brothers to me. Yeah. It's Teddy too. Like, to be around him every day is, a blessing because, he just has a good personality, good attitude, shows me love, tells me, I could talk to him about whatever and, he'll give me advice. Yeah. So I think to be able to be around those people and learn from them mostly, because, Teddy's, he's been through the grind. Yeah, man. He started from the bottom and now he got to where he wanted to be. Yeah. So it's instant motivation. And like you said, to be around Nick, who's done everything and above, to learn from him is great, and everybody else in the room too. Yeah, it's been a great learning experience. Yeah, like I said, that's the main thing I'm taking out of it is what for however long I'm there for or whatever is what can I learn from these people in here and apply it to my next stage in my career.
No, yeah, that's good because you're learning so much from different people. Exactly. And you're getting a little bit of something from everybody. It's like a buffet in there.
It really is like pick and choose what you want.
Yeah,
like
it's awesome. Yeah. And what's next for you, Nick? You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously the basketball career didn't work out for you when you missed that 3.
Sadly, I know.
You know what I'm saying? But, it sounds like you're not afraid to make a detour. You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
of
course.
And that's a good thing.
You can't be afraid.
You can't, because sometimes, you got to figure out little ways to kind of get around shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a little slippery. You know what I mean? So it sounds like you're not afraid to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, what's some of the goals you have for yourself? What do you feel like is next for Nick? You know what I mean?
Man, it's that's tough because, like, I'm approaching, like 30's coming up in a couple years, and by that age,
30?
No. It's gonna come up in a couple years. Like I just turned 26 last week.
Yeah.
I just turned 26. But like when I was 20, I was like, 30's like
time not flying.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm trying to get at. I was like, 30's gonna be here fast. Yeah, man. And by that time, I want to have like a good live in a house, buy my own house or do something, because I don't want to. Because it really is hard out here. Yeah, man. But you're right. I think you said it perfectly. It's like you have to be willing to be flexible. Nothing's ever a straight line.
Never.
And and it's okay if things don't go your way, because that's how you learn. Yeah. But I mean, goals, be happy. Yeah. That's the main thing, because you don't want to be stuck doing something you're not you don't want to go to work every day and be mad and be like, true. Man, I don't want to be here today.
Yeah, that's true, man.
Yeah.
That's good, because for me, like, you know, I listen to Gary Vee so much, and he says something like along the lines where it's like, would you rather do something you love making $10,000 a year, or would you rather, I don't know, be a plumber and you fucking hate it and you make $50,000 a year, but it's like, excuse me, is that really worth, you know, your happiness in a sense?
And that's what it really is. I think it's being, how are you going to fulfill your happiness? Mm-hmm. And what's going to make you happy, and, you know, be motivated to go to work every day.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you know, nobody ever wants to go to work every day, you know, but you want to pick something that's going to be like, you're going to wake up in the morning, you know, and feel energized. You're like, cool, you know, let's make this happen today. Let's do that.
Yeah.
You know, and whatever it is, it could be, you know, retail or, you know, like I said, you know, whatever it could be.
Yeah.
You know, you want to do something that's going to make you happy.
Yeah.
Because in the long run, you know, you're going to be, you know, just, you know, excited for what you do.
Yeah. No, I feel that. You know what's something that I've kind of gotten, you know, recently is taking little things that make you happy. For example, like, you know how we always think, for example, like, oh, you know, I want this, I want that. Yeah. But we don't focus on little things that could make us happy throughout the day. And I feel like, for example, for me, it will be your favorite cup of coffee. Right? You drink your favorite cup of coffee. That shit's going to make you be like, oh, shit, like those few minutes you're having a good day.
Yeah.
Put in your favorite song, right? Put in fucking whatever your favorite song is. Like, those little things will kind of like push you to having a better day. And I feel like that's kind of how I'm approaching life now. For example, like before I'd be like, man, like, you know, I don't have my house yet. Like, what the fuck am I doing? But then I'll be like, you know what? Like, today I'm going to wake up. I'm going to drive a little man to school, and I'm going to drink my favorite cup of coffee. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to listen to my favorite song. And those little things kind of just help you have a better day.
Absolutely. I go, whatever it is, like you said, either having a cup of coffee or, you know, or going to the gym or whatever it is, something that's going to make you happy and be productive. Yeah. That's definitely what you got to do, regardless of what it is.
Have to, bro.
Because it doesn't matter if, you know, the other person thinks like, man, that's dumb or whatever. You know, because they might have something, you know, dumb that they do that, you know, whatever. It's like, like nobody's going to care but you.
Yeah, real shit. If you want to go watch 7 hours of Friends, go watch Friends. Sometimes you just need to kind of like regroup. You know what I'm saying? And everything going.
Yeah, and I've always been, I'm not going to lie, I've always been a follower than a leader. That's just my personality. Mm-hmm. I'm not good at ordering people around or whatever. That's just not me. Right. And that's okay, because people are like, well, you know, you got to be a leader than a follower. I go, not necessarily, because like that's just, I'm not going to be somebody who I'm not comfortable being. True. Yeah. And that's just not me.
Shit, but that's good that you say that, though, because it takes a lot from a person to admit, like, how that goes down. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like some people are like, no, I'm always going to be this. And it's like, nah, you gotta be truthful to who you really are, and having, what's the word I'm looking for? Like
authentic or.
Yeah, like really knowing who you are. Like, don't be trying to be somebody you're not just for the fuck of it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That's no fun either, because, like, you know, when you act like whatever, you know, to somebody else, and you're like, what? You weren't acting like this like 2 days ago when I saw you.
Exactly. Yeah, like if I hear like, yo, Nick's a fucking asshole, I'm like, yo, that's not really like, I'm like, Nick is cool as fuck, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
But I feel you. Yeah, that's all it's about self-happiness and, you know, what's going to make you, you know, thrive as an individual. Yeah. That's what that's what it all comes down to. Who cares what other people say, what other people do? I go, what you do is not other people's business, and what they do is not your business.
Yeah, real shit.
Yeah,
get the fuck away from
exactly. Yeah, like, if you don't like how they act, then don't hang around them. Yeah, it's that simple.
I feel that. It's that simple. Before we get out of here, bro, you kind of answered a little bit of it, but let's say 30, 40 years, 50, 60, 70 years from now, you know, when they look back and they say, "Who is Nick?" You know, how do you want to be remembered, bro?
Man, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Oh. I would say somebody who, you know, was happy, you know, fun to be around, authentic, you know, like I said, just happy-go-lucky. Like I said, like one thing I really do is like thrive off my personality. I don't want people to say like, oh, you know, he was mean or whatever. Yeah. Because like it's hard for me to be mean. It really is. Like I'm just that's just not me.
Yeah, I feel like if I ever see you mad, I'll be like, yeah, you okay? Like,
exactly. I don't think I've ever it'd be different than what I'm normally am. Yeah, yeah. It's just not me. Like that's not what I do. But yeah, just somebody who you know who was happy, worked hard.
Yeah,
that's like you know. that's one of the main things. And yeah, just somebody who was true.
Yeah,
that's really what it's all about.
Nah, I feel
yeah, there's no reason to be somebody you're not.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Exactly.
Nah, man, I appreciate that shit, Nick, because honestly, dog, like when I met you, bro, you had good energy. You know, when you started doing Power Fridays, you've always had great energy. Like, just always felt like a good vibe from you, and that's always needed. You know, people that are gonna be around you that have good energy, and you don't feel like, yo, this person's weird as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, this person's cool. You know, so I honestly always appreciate you, bro.
I
like,
appreciate that,
even
man.
you be telling me like, yo, like, you know, I'm checking out your podcast, and that shit means a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you checking in, and also like, yo, man, let's have Nick in here. Let's just talk some shit. Talk some
I appreciate
sports.
that, man. Like I said, I'm probably gonna be the least interesting person you've
Nah,
had
bro,
on here.
because dog. Because the thing is that, bro, it's like, see, the thing is, you're working to want to do something. You know what I'm saying? And you're not always gonna have the answers into what you want. You get what I'm saying? Realistically speaking, like, you're not gonna be like, tomorrow I'm gonna have this, and I'm like, it's like, that's not how life works.
Exactly.
You gotta, sometimes you just gotta you just gotta roll with the punches.
Oh yeah, because you know, people are like, oh, it's like, what are you doing this weekend? I go, I don't know. I go, it's only Wednesday.
Yeah, it's fucking Tuesday. Like, I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. I don't know. I go, tomorrow I could, you know, want to go to the mall or whatever it is. Like, I don't know. I go, and I don't like to commit to anything. Like, I go, what for? I go, like I said, roll with the punches. Yeah. Roll with the flow. Yeah. That's just how I am.
I like that, bro.
It's
Nick,
cool.
you my guy, dog.
I appreciate you.
I fuck with you, bro.
Real,
and I'm very happy that you chose to make the Cowboys disappear, because I will do that with you.
You're gonna hold me that till like forever. And that, oh man, you know what? I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said a team we both had in common. Oh man,
I'm fucking with you. Dog. No, you're a good dude, man. Thank you.
No,
so much,
and I appreciate that, man, because like
Yeah.
I know this friendship is gonna go like beyond, you know,
hell
whatever
yeah.
we do. It's, you know, 10 years from now.
Oh hell
Like
yeah.
I'm always gonna look back, yo.
Hopefully
like, B was my guy.
Hopefully I can still be skinny. You know.
Yo, me too. You know, get this double chin out.
Yeah,
you know how
yeah.
that is.
Thank you, dog. I appreciate you,
Of
bro.
course, man. I
We outta
appreciate
here,
the
man.
love. Thank
Let's
you.
get it. We out.